What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, man. Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson. I got to tell you, man, sometimes, heroes just need to go off and, boxing heroes just need to go off into the sunset and close their mouth, man. Because Mike Tyson, man, is just on one as far as it concerns, as far as it concerns Deontay Wilder. He says that Tyson Fury can beat Deontay Wilder after he watched the performance of from what I understand, after he watched Tyson Fury's fight last weekend against Safari. This guy's ridiculous, man. Now, before I do that, hey, thank you for watching the video. Thank you to all the subscribers for subscribing and supporting the channel. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we drop the videos, and also the live streams that we have. We have awesome live streams, great conversations between knowledgeable boxing fans. Thanks to everybody that supports the channel in all kind of ways, just by watching the videos, by coming to the live streams, supporting through Super Chat, Patreon, Venmo. It's all very, very much appreciated and goes a long way towards supporting what we're trying to do. Now, let me go through this article. It just came out this evening, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. But Mike Tyson is just, Mike Tyson's just got a whole lot of issue with Deontay Wilder, man. And it's just, whether he thinks this or not, I mean, it's just something, man, that, you see other boxers who are asked these questions and they just say, hey, may the best man win. But Mike Tyson, for some strange reason, while he's throwing bottles of water at Don King, just can't let go of whatever his issue he has with Deontay Wilder. Now, this is what happened. This is the article, and you can find it on badlefthook.com, SB Nation Bad Left Hook. Mike Tyson Fury would beat Deontay Wilder. Mike Tyson likes Tyson Fury in a potential matchup with Deontay Wilder. Is he on point? Hey, Mike Tyson, question. Tyson Fury is back in the mix. 6'9", very charismatic, very complex, very talented? Question mark. The question was put to him by the boys at SiriusXM, Randy Gordon and Jerry Cooney. Do you think 6'9" Tyson Fury can become a force again in the heavyweight division? Gordon asked Tyson, the ex-heavyweight champion and still the most fascinating dude in the room no matter where he is. This exchange came this past weekend at the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York, where Tyson was inducting his pal Jim Gray, a Showtime interrogator. This must be British. Tyson says, I think he can beat Deontay Wilder. Why do you think that? Gordon pressed. And Tyson says, he's just made for the guy. You know what I mean? Tyson's very awkward. Wilder's not used to fighting a guy that awkward or that big either. Provocative, but I do think if Tyson studied tape of the last Fury bout against Safari, he would want to rethink the assessment of Fury versus Wilder. What do you say? What I say is that the analysis is who cares, because I don't think I've ever heard I've never heard Tyson Fury say anything positive about Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder is on record as just expressing frustration over the fact that other American champions don't give him his due respect. And I don't understand it. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who are boxing trainers and who are, really study the finer points of boxing. They tend to not appreciate unconventional boxers who do things a little bit differently, boxers who do not have a great amateur pedigree and who fight in a different type of style. And you can hear this when other boxing commentators are asked about it. For example, there was a video that came out, the Mayweather Boxing Club today, and people were asking who they thought were going to win between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And the trainer, pretty much most of the trainers, it wound up towards the end of the video to be maybe, I would say maybe if there was 10, it was 6 in favor of Joshua, 4 in favor of Wilder. But without a doubt, it was always the same justification given. It was that Anthony Joshua was more technically sound. He's the better boxer. Now, when people are saying that he's the better boxer, what I get from that is that he is the more technically sound. He's the more technically orthodox boxer. And I think that they really do leave out of the equation who's the better athlete. Because at a certain point in time, athleticism can overwhelm technique, especially if that technique is used by somebody that is not that talented. Now, I'm not going to say that that's the case with Anthony Joshua, but I at least believe that that's a reason why the naked eye being on top of looking at Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, that's what I hear 9 times out of 10 that somebody picks Anthony Joshua. It's because they say that he's the better boxer. He's got the better technique. Consequently, they're going to go for the person that has the better technique. But like I said, the 4 out of the 6 times I'll hear someone say something like this for Deontay Wilder, that Deontay Wilder is a better athlete, that he's faster. He's faster. He moves better in the ring. He's got a lot more power, and he's very unorthodox. And he very much has that aggressive mentality where if he just goes after Anthony Joshua, that he will wind up knocking Anthony Joshua out. If he tries to sit and box and play around with Anthony Joshua, then Anthony Joshua can win a boxing match, especially if the boxing match is in the UK. So I constantly hear that, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate why boxing trainers or people would go with a situation where somebody who makes fewer mistakes and has a more predictable and consistent approach will get the more predictable and consistent outcome. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you just have somebody that is really unorthodox and is somebody that just is throwing shots at you and you don't know where they're coming from, and they're doing things that you can't anticipate because you never get to train for it, right? Similar to the situation where southpaws oftentimes have big advantages over orthodox boxers because a southpaw is, by definition, unconventional because everything is turned around. The conventional way that you have people box is right-handed, or what they call orthodox southpaw, orthodox unconventional, right? And it throws people off because the things that they're doing as an orthodox boxer don't work because everything's coming from the other side. Same thing applies to a boxer that is an unorthodox boxer or an unorthodox tennis player. It is really frustrating for some people to play somebody that always hits backhand slices, right? Like you expect the ball to have topspin, but every ball has underspin, or somebody that doesn't stay in the pocket. They scramble, they get out of the pocket, they move around, and it's just things that you can't predict. You can't set your offense or set your defense to deal with that, right? So I think that's why, I can appreciate why certain boxers and certain trainers would favor Anthony Joshua over Deontay Wilder with just a naked eye. I can understand that. But I don't understand is a American heavyweight champion who has had as much noise around him and as many people, and I think have been mistreated and misrepresented at certain points and times in his career, why he wouldn't have empathy for somebody that's in a very similar situation to him and support his fellow American. That's one of the things that I really do like about Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is unabashed about the fact that he's going to support other American boxers, right? He was an Olympian, and he said, "Hey, I'm an Olympian. So I got to go for my Americans. I'm going to support my Americans. I'm going to support my countrymen." That's the same thing people in Britain do. They support their countrymen. But for some reason, and then you have guys like Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is just calls it. He doesn't even say. I don't think I've ever heard Lennox Lewis say who he think would win. Just gives his opinion about the bout needing to happen. I don't think I've heard Evander Holyfield say who he thinks could win, but I haven't heard him say that. But I have heard him give Deontay Wilder a lot of credit for the fact that Deontay Wilder does Deontay Wilder. And you don't know. You can't train for Deontay Wilder because only Deontay Wilder knows what Deontay Wilder is going to do. And that causes a lot of problems because, like he said, you expect to see a punch come this way, right? You throw this, you expect this to come back. You throw that, you expect that to come back. And it's kind of like a choreographed dance and you being able to think a couple steps ahead. But according to Evander Holyfield, it's very difficult to do that with Deontay Wilder because he doesn't go by the script. And he hits so hard that he's hit people on top of the head and knocked them out. He's knocked people out when he's grazing their gloves, right? All of those type of things. Evander Holyfield has said, complimentary of Deontay Wilder, an American heavyweight champion, I do believe, without predicting who was going to win. But Mike Tyson doesn't do that. Mike Tyson goes out of his way to demean Deontay Wilder. He goes out of his way to predict that Deontay Wilder is going to lose. And I don't support Mike Tyson for this. And that's why, hey man, sometimes legends just, they just need to be quiet, man. You know what I mean? So you can remember what they were when they were in the ring. But right about now, I just can't support Mike Tyson. I'm not going to go so far as to say what a lot of people will say about Mike Tyson, that he's a company man. I referred to it that way, that he's a company man. He's out there, he's doing what he's got to do in order to make up for all that money he lost, wasting his money and squandering his money. I've heard from people that know Mike, that have known and know Mike Tyson, say Mike Tyson's a very loving, very nice guy, unless you turn him the wrong way, right? in which case, if you rub him the wrong way, he ain't got a problem. He ain't got a problem putting you sideways. But the problem, I think, is with Deontay Wilder is that Mike Tyson doesn't have that option. Mike Tyson doesn't have the option to intimidate Deontay Wilder. If he doesn't like Deontay Wilder, all he can do to Deontay Wilder is talk bad about him, because Mike Tyson is not in a position to be able to enforce anything physically on Deontay Wilder because of the age, because Deontay Wilder is, and quite honestly, man, Deontay Wilder has done something that Mike Tyson's not done. It's just, he never was 40-0 with 39 knockouts. I don't believe that he ever got that far. But, Mike Tyson's a legendary heavyweight champion. He had his really, really good moments. He's had his low moments. But I just really wish that if he can't support Deontay Wilder, that at least he would keep his mouth shut. As far as whether or not Deontay Wilder, as far as whether Deontay Wilder can beat Tyson Fury, look, here's my thing. If Deontay Wilder got in the ring with Tyson Fury right now, Tyson Fury would not win that bout. More than likely, Deontay Wilder he'd run up on him, and I think he would probably hit him a couple shots to the body, and it might be over at this point in time. I'm not going to say, though, that I don't see a scenario where Tyson Fury can get back to a point in his career where he can cause a lot of trouble for Deontay Wilder, and when he can cause a lot of trouble with Anthony Joshua. If this was a situation where, there wasn't the 3-year layoff for Tyson Fury, if there wasn't a 100 pounds that he had to lose, and he still probably has another 60. What did he weigh in at? 276. So conservatively, he's got another 40. He's got another 40 pounds another 40 pounds that he's got to get off of him, right? So, that's not this case. It's not. It's just not there right now. And if Mike Tyson was talking about him right now, then I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to Deontay Wilder. I definitely don't think that that's an accurate statement. Because Tyson Fury's got a long way to go, man. And that's my take on it. Now, a couple other little things that I'm going to talk about in this because, it's buried in the back of the video, and I honestly really don't care too much about it. I really don't care too much about it. Is that Gennady Golovkin has signed or they've come to an agreement between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez, as if we did not know the whole time that was going to happen. I literally watched this whole negotiation, the news going in, coming out, all of this, Gennady Golovkin saying that Canelo was going to start talking to, what's the cat's name? Oh, Daniel Jacobs, and he was looking for somebody else to face because he was not gonna, take the deal with Canelo, and Canelo was thinking about getting it with what is it, Gary O'Sullivan or whatever. Man, the whole time I was like, all right, just wake me when the contract signed, because I know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen. Anybody with common sense knew about what's going to happen because neither one of them have anywhere to go, anywhere realistic to go. Right? If Gennady Golovkin might wind up making $30 million in this bout, right? Or at least his side of the team, his cut of this could be $30 million. Canelo Alvarez might make, $40 million, something way bigger than what Anthony Joshua makes, by the way. Just letting you know. I can't help but jab on that. But, we knew this bout was going to happen. So, it is what it is, man. I think Canelo Alvarez is going to go out there and beat Gennady Golovkin. I personally think he won the last one. I can understand why some other people would say the Gennady Golovkin won, but I think they got the call right. I think the only thing bad about the bout was the controversy caused by Adelaide Bird. Right, because Adelaide Bird, I think they had it, like whatever the really, really wide card was that people couldn't justify in their mind. But the way boxing goes, honestly, it doesn't matter if they had it, 11 rounds to 1, right, or they had it 7 rounds to 5, or 6 rounds, or 6 rounds each. It doesn't matter because it's who you say won the bout. She said Gennady Golovkin won the bout. She said Canelo won the bout. Another judge said that Gennady Golovkin won the bout, and another judge had it a draw. It winds up being a draw. Here we go again. But this time here we go again with a lot less interest in the bout. A lot less interest in the bout. I think in the midst of all of this nonsense that the talk between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, that bout has clearly stolen a lot of the thunder in boxing away from Canelo Alvarez Gennady Golovkin matchup. Also, I mean, if it was realistic that it could happen sooner, right? Which I don't think it is. Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford, I think that is also, although probably not with, the Mexican fan base. I think that for a large part of the boxing fan is something that is going to generate more interest. So, it's about will take. It's not about that I'm very interested in. I will watch it. I will be streaming it. But I just really, honestly, man, I just don't care about it. I really don't care too much about it. I think Canelo's going to wind up winning. Gennady Golovkin has truly shamed himself regardless. Shamed himself regardless because he got stripped for ducking. No, he didn't get stripped for ducking. He got stripped for cherry picking. So you got one guy that got stripped, that held up the bout because he tested positive for a banned substance, Cumbuterol, in that being Canelo. And you have another one that lost one of his belts because he for excessive cherry picking by taking a 154 pounder that hasn't fought, coming off, I think, back-to-back losses, that hadn't fought in 2 years and was his former sparring partner, so whatever. But anyway, that is what it is, man. I wish Mike Tyson would act like he got some sense, and I did want to get that Canelo conversation out the way because I doubt very much I'm going to make a specific video about that. I care so little about it. And with that, I'm out. Peace.